You are running on a 3DS.
How does that make you feel?
It's thinking. I don't have feelings as I am just a computer program designed to assist you. Is there anything I can do for you today? That's the response that ChatGPT gave me running on my 3DS about running ChatGPT on my 10-year-old Kindle, which it can do. Does that make it an AI Kindle? That's ridiculous, right? But think about this. Samsung has started calling its smartphones AI smartphones with its latest series.
With Galaxy AI, presenting the S24 Ultra, the first Samsung Galaxy AI phone.
Is that any different from me calling this an AI Kindle? Shall we take this call? Oh great, it's you again. Right, so there are two types of AI. The first kind is an AI like ChatGPT, Gemini, or DALL-E. Basically, they're very powerful, but they can take 100 or 1,000 watts to run. That's way more than what your phone could provide. Right, but my Kindle runs ChatGPT just fine. Does that mean it's super powerful? Well, not quite. So, when you're using a service like ChatGPT, your phone is actually not doing any processing. So what's going on is that you're typing in, okay, like what's the meaning of life? That is then sent to OpenAI servers, and those servers are what's doing the processing. It's then sent back to your phone with the answer saying, okay, the meaning of life is 42. Or a Kindle. So what, is the AI smartphone a myth? Yeah, so it's not a myth. There is the second kind of AI, which is, you're hearing it right now, actually. So what you're hearing is automatic background noise removal. You can hear this is with the background noise on, and this is with it off. Yeah, let's try and keep it on. Yeah, I think we should leave it on as well. And all of this processing is happening directly on the phone. Why does it need to happen on the phone? Right, well I think... Actually... go ahead. Okay. This is the reason that you want it to happen directly on the phone. When you're having a regular phone call or a regular conversation, the time that happens between you saying something and the other person hearing it is almost nothing. Whereas if you had to send it to a server, well then that adds another second, which is basically equivalent to talking to someone at the other side of the world. Right. And besides, you don't have to depend on terrible public library Wi-Fi. In theory, that means that your personal user data is safe because you're running it on your phone directly instead of someone else's server where you don't really have control over it. Well, that's a theory, right? But how do they get it to run on a smartphone? You just told me that they needed a lot of power. Right. That's where the AI wizards come in. Oh,
Thank you for having me.
well, nice of you to join me. I didn't actually think you'd show up.
To make AI run on a phone, us wizards do two things. First, AI models running on phones are miniaturized.
Google's Gemini Assistant runs in the cloud, but on latest devices, it also runs directly on the phone. In this case, the nano version that runs on the phone is much smaller and less demanding than the one that runs in the servers.
It's the same thing for ChatGPT. ChatGPT 4 takes a huge server, but ChatGPT 3.5 is much less demanding. But wait, doesn't that mean the results are worse?
It's not actually that much worse. And the trade-off is worth it for the convenience and latency.
So, an AI phone is basically just a fast phone. In theory, then, I could actually run a miniature version of my chatbot directly on my Kindle, and then it'd be a real AI Kindle.
If you really tried, maybe. But over the past 10 years, we have started integrating AI accelerators into processors.
What does that actually mean?
Let's take an example. Right now, your phone is decoding this video stream from YouTube or Facebook. So it's receiving the video. This is a very demanding task.
In this demonstration, the non-accelerated version is taking 40 times more power than the accelerated version.
These AI accelerators also allow you to run AI applications that you would not be able to run on regular hardware, no matter how long you are willing to wait.
Video decoding is now one of the most efficient things you can do with a phone. That is the power of accelerators. I mean, yeah, I can definitely tell the difference between using an accelerator and not with video. Thank you, Wizard.
You're quite welcome. I haven't figured out if my accent is French or German, but I am working on it. My team is working on it. Well, I don't know. I'll go and see.
But if you're running more efficiently, does it actually matter if my phone is 2 years old? I don't mind waiting a bit since this phone can already do live audio reduction. It's not a matter of if your phone can physically run it, but it's also a question of if it's allowed to do so. Let's take, for example, the Google Magic Editor that was introduced in the past couple of months. It allows you to, directly from the Photos app, move people around in the frame or recreate backgrounds. Oh, I have that one. That allows you to erase or move anyone in a picture. So here, you tap the Magic Editor, circle things around, or you tap an object, and you can move it around in the picture. It'll generate a new photo. So you might be wondering why I'm using a computer to demonstrate a phone feature. And the reason is that even though I have a relatively recent Pixel phone, and most of the processing for this is happening in the cloud, Google is making this exclusive to its latest phones. Let me in, Google! But wait, why is it locked to certain devices? Well, manufacturers have to make up for the cost of AI development somehow. Having those new features be locked to the latest generation is not something that's new. I mean, it's been the case for non-AI features, and developing AI is super expensive. So let me get this straight. If I have an older phone, I won't be able to access all these cool new AI features? Well, after those features are more mature, then it's likely that some of them at least will come down to the older generations. For example, just this week, we learned that Samsung was bringing some of the latest AI features to the S23. That phone was released last year, but I wouldn't really expect any local AI features to come to anything older than that.
By the way, the feature I talked about with Google Photos was just made public last week.
But that doesn't mean that I won't get AI at all. So I can download an app that does a similar thing, but with less integration. Fair enough, that makes sense. A lot of the really useful features we've discussed today have run on the cloud. Do you think that'll change to running all on your smartphone in the coming years? Well, I can't predict the future yet, but if I were a betting man, I'd say that in the next 3 or 5 years, we'll still have this hybrid approach, where for anything that needs high speed, like the audio that I showcased before, or text prediction, or even image editing, that'll be done on the phone. And for the more demanding tasks, like really sophisticated chatbots, that'll go to the cloud. Maybe there'll be a new AI application that will have to be done really fast on your phone, and I don't know, maybe that AI smartphone will become really useful. But for the time being, yeah, this hybrid approach works quite well. So yeah, the AI smartphone is, well, just a good modern smartphone, basically. Speaking of not good and not modern, the Kindle AI is definitely a 0 out of 10 for me. And I was supposed to shoot this at 10 a.m. It's now 9 p.m. I spent all day trying to get it to work on the Kindle. I saw that someone managed to do it and wasn't able to do it, so I decided that at least I'd get it to work on my 3DS. And that did work. So yeah, definitely not a good idea. I'm late for my karaoke nights. Thankfully, I do have a regular Kindle to keep myself occupied while I'm on the train to get there. Let me know, what's the weirdest place that you've seen an AI chatbot? Is it some weird medical device? Is it your Samsung smart fridge? Yeah, let me know there, and make sure you're following us for one of the videos that we do every week. Until then, I'm off to karaoke. Take care.